Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review of the CW's The Originals. This week we've seen Season 3, Episode 6, which is entitled Beautiful Mistake. And, once again, The Originals has won out against the Vampire Diaries as far as individual episodes go this week. Neither of these episodes of either show this week were the best of the season, I'd say. But I do think I was significantly more interested in what was going on with the originals this week as opposed to the Vampire Diaries. Both have been having fairly solid seasons so far, I'd say. The originals looks like it could really be turning into something very good, if not great. The Vampire Diaries one is good, so far, but it's not on the level of the originals right now. But who knows, that could change. I always do like a mini, little comparison statement each week. I do videos on both of them, but right now the originals is in the lead for me. Still very much enjoying both shows as always, though. Two of some of my favorites, so, I can't really complain too much. Let's see. Something I just want to say I really liked about this. If you guys seen my Season 2 general review, you guys know how I kind of got annoyed by the body swapping, Rebekah being in Eva St. Clair and, things like that. Now that the girl playing Eva St. Clair does a bad job as Rebekah, I just would like that if the Rebekah character is in the show, I'd like it to be Claire Holt, And I understand why Claire Holt had to, leave her, like, a regular role on this series, because of, being away from her family for so long. But I definitely prefer the original body Rebekah. And, unfortunately, but not so unfortunately, the Eva St. Clair body Rebekah was in was killed in this episode, at least I think. I'm kind of hoping. So I'm glad that, we're going to be seeing Claire Holt again for a little while anyway. I did like how Freya and Rebekah were sort of communicating back and forth using a different type of witchy witch thing going on before, the Eva St. Clair body was killed, though. Of course, last week's episode sort of ended with a bit of a cliffhanger, Elijah and Klaus, fighting it out a little bit. But it appears that both of them got quite a bit of their anger towards each other out of their systems, at least for now. They're definitely not on, great terms. But, I feel like they got some of that out of them, that'll temporarily allow them to, sort of see straight and, focus on, what they should really be going after, which is the, alliance between, Tristan and Lucien and their overall plot and stuff like that. So I like that they're both smart enough to really set their sights on what the main goal should be. And excuse me while I take a drink. It's just water, don't worry. I'm under 21, I should say. I am 19. That doesn't mean I can speak any more coherently. So I did like, I guess, see the aftermath of the Elijah and Klaus fight. Let's see. I already talked about Rebekah being back in her original body. I geeked out a little bit seeing Claire Holt again in the role, that not in flashback, so I enjoyed that, like I said. Klaus is, trying to bond with Aurora again, with her being back in town. She doesn't really believe that's simply a romantic gesture towards her. She believes that's somebody to see where her loyalties lie, and that's, cut and dry what he wants to do with this evening or with the day they're spending together. But we find out more about that as the episode goes on. I forget this character's name, but Rebekah has a fight with this second hand to Tristan, the one that sort of recruited Marcel. I really like their fight. They didn't show too much of it, but I did like the choreography for it, and I like that as skilled as this girl is, Rebekah's just still a bit more powerful than her, even right out of being woken up and stuff like that, in her original body. So I really like that, and Rebekah was able to kill like every other henchman she had brought with her and stuff, so I thought that was really cool. See Rebekah in action while we have her, let's see. And Haley and Marcel had kind of their hands full with the guy who had apparently, served, next to, like, Genghis Khan or something. Not served, but, he was, second to him when he was torturing people, but supposedly. So this guy's like very intense, and he was very disciplined and stuff like that, and he was following Haley around. We found more on that later as well. And then we get a touching moment between Klaus and Aurora in this episode too. You guys know how much I like the flashbacks they've been showing this season if you've been watching my reviews. And this is a particularly touching scene in the present. I actually wrote down a quote from Klaus, who's always a very well-written character. He said, along the lines of saying, no matter what new experiences came along, the foundation or a foundation remains. He sort of like shows her this painting, he had kept intact, behind a wall and stuff like that, which I thought was very cool. And, cute at the same time and stuff, so we're like, aw. And again, the acting together, Rebekah Breeds, I think the actress's name is, that's playing Aurora. I think she's doing a very good job in the role. And I think her and Joseph Morgan's chemistry together is intact. I'm not sure exactly where these characters are going to go long term in the present day, but for now I like their scenes together. Another drink break. Anyway, Tristan, we find out that, wait, let's see, yeah. Eventually, once Elijah is able to help out Marcel and Haley fighting that guy I mentioned earlier, we find out Tristan actually needs Davina to activate that weapon that we've been hearing about in that prophecy against the Mikaelsons. And Haley is, of course, an obstacle to that since she's kind of, serving Davina right now, helping her out, because she's kind of forced to, but now they're kind of friends. Still kind of annoyed by Davina either way. It's the thing. I don't want to talk about the Vampire Diaries too much right now, but I was annoyed with Caroline in the last episode, just sort of like bickering to Valerie left and right. Most annoying character on TVD to me is Caroline. Most annoying character on the originals, to me anyway, is Davina. But anyway. So I like that I found out more about that. I didn't write down too much about this, but another thing going on in this episode is Cami and the detective, sort of being forced to find this particular medallion that's going to lead to that artifact against the Mikaelsons. They're doing that being forced to do that for Lucien. Basically the detective being tortured as he's being compelled until Cami can find it and show it to him. That part was okay, probably the least interesting part of the episode, but, still not bad. Rebekah ends up being put to sleep using a special weapon type of thing. She's not dead, don't worry. But, they need the bodies of the Mikaelson family members to do this thing they're planning on doing. So we're going to see where that goes. I'm just glad this means I'll probably see Claire Holt again in the role, so thumbs up for that anytime. Detective compelled, he's sort of compelled to, look down upon himself and think that, how mediocre he does at it, how mediocre he is with his job, and, just how he's always going to find dead ends and how the dots never will quite connect. And so Lucien is quite cruel with how he compelled the detective to leave. But I know we'll see him again. Cami will probably try to bring him back or something. Let's see. I guess the artifact is going to be used to lock the Mikaelsons together and sort of like put them all down. Again, I might have the details wrong about that, but I'm sure we'll find out more about it as the season goes on. And of course, Klaus and Aurora end up sleeping together after the last scene we had seen. We didn't really see a sex scene, we just see them sort of waking up together, or more so Klaus is standing up and Aurora still being in bed. We find out that Aurora, might be able to be trusted, because she actually compelled two people to, take Rebekah's body after it had been, taken by the Strix and stuff like that. So Rebekah still may end up being in safe hands, we'll see. But, so those are my main thoughts on the episode. I know it's a little bit shorter than my TVD review one this week, but although it's shorter, I did enjoy this episode more than the TVD one for this week. Not now. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. But, those are my overall thoughts. Again, with this and all my other reviews, if there's anything I forgot to mention or something you want to hear more of my thoughts on, feel free to leave a comment. We'd love to discuss it more with you guys. And you can always add me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, MoviePilot, look around Catch you guys next time. maybe for a review on the Funko Hound figure. But anyway, we'll see about that. And peace.